faithfully delivering value, exploring global literary treasures. Hi, this is Sally's Book Club. I'm Lynn Bohu. Today, we're introducing the book, The Reshaping of Capitalism in the Age of Big Data, a newly released foreign edition from February 2018, currently unavailable in Chinese. Honestly, this is the most substantial book on big data so far this year. Why is this book considered substantial? Well, it's not because it discusses cutting edge developments in big data technology. The book's focus isn't technical details, but rather reveals how big data will bring disruptive changes to human society from a unique perspective. It suggests the big data era will revolutionize our understanding of money, even completely phase out the beloved concept of cash we use today. And these changes aren't hypothetical future scenarios, they're already happening. This isn't just relevant for IT or AI professionals, but impacts every one of us. Before diving into content, let's introduce the authors, Victor Meyer-Schonberger and Thomas Ramgay. Particularly Meyer-Schonberger's 2012 bestseller, Big Data, is essential reading for anyone studying big data business models. Meyer-Schonberger is undoubtedly one of the most influential figures in this field, with a truly remarkable career trajectory. This Austrian scholar initially studied law, yet excelled remarkably in STEM fields. How exceptional? During undergraduate years, he represented Austria in the International Physics Olympiad and was recognized as a top programming talent. He founded a software company in 1986 that remains one of Austria's leading antivirus firms today. Beyond entrepreneurship, he pursued academic achievements, Harvard LLM, LSE Economics PhD, and decade-long teaching at Harvard Kennedy School. He currently serves as a professor at Oxford Internet Institute and advises numerous institutions and governments on information policy. From Victor Meyer-Schonberger's credentials alone, we can see he's a top expert in big data across technology, law, and business academia. In his 2012 work, Big Data, he focused on how the era impacts individuals. This new book argues big data could fundamentally transform capitalism, our most basic economic system. But let me clarify, capitalism here isn't political ideology, but market economy fundamentals. At its core, capitalism manifests as market economy mechanisms. These theories apply globally, including in contemporary China. Don't think these economic systems are distant from your daily life. If you use social media like Weibo or WeChat, you're already participating in this data-driven transformation. Let me explain through three key questions. What groundbreaking ideas does this significant book propose? We approach through three questions, because capitalism or market economy, as we learned in middle school politics, these systems consist of key elements: markets, capital, and corporations. The book examines how data replaces money's traditional role across these elements. Let's explore each component, starting with markets. The book's central thesis: big data shifts markets from price-centric to data-centric systems. This crucial concept might sound abstract initially, but let's unpack it thoroughly. First, what defines a market? A marketplace for transactions. What's the key element sustaining traditional market transactions? Economists would answer price. Meyer-Schonberger argues our historical markets have been price-driven systems for centuries. Specifically, prices serve three crucial functions in this market system. First, prices create a universal language for market transactions. Think about it. With chickens and ducks being totally different goods in the market, it's inherently difficult to compare them during transactions. Should one chicken equal two ducks or half a duck? There's no clear standard. It's like chickens talking to ducks. But with pricing, say 20 shells for a chicken, 40 for a duck, we get clear exchange rates. See how prices create that common language for traders, as the book says. Prices become the market's shared vocabulary. Second function, prices information carrier. This extends prices' influence beyond individual deals to the whole market. When buyer and seller agree on price, it signals value to all market participants. Conversely, failed deals also send market signals. Thus, prices eliminate endless market research. That's their informational role. Third function, recording value fluctuations over time. This is easier to grasp with examples. Take computers. Astronomical prices at debut, now affordable through technological advancements. This price trajectory documents the computer's value evolution. Given these benefits, standardized language, information carrier, value tracking, it's clear why price remains central to market economics for centuries. But nothing is perfect. Despite its advantages, the price system has a fatal flaw: information loss. What does this mean? A product carries multiple attributes: color, material, functionality, etc. But we can't possibly review every detail, often lacking complete information. Take vegetables at a wet market. How could you know each bunch's exact freshness or variety? We resort to pricing, using cost as proxy for quality and freshness. Our historical analysis on price stems from information processing limitations. Two constraints: information asymmetry and human cognitive limits. Our brains simply can't process excessive data efficiently, like choosing between 10 chip flavors, causing decision fatigue. For millennia, price dominated because 1, data scarcity; 2, processing limits. Second, even available data overwhelms human capacity. Big data era fundamentally changes this paradigm. Clarification: big data's value isn't just volume, but analysis. Sheer data growth without processing causes more confusion. The real breakthrough lies in effective data analysis. Ultimately, we receive curated information tailored for us. This information comes from sophisticated, personalized algorithms. Imagine this: with machine assistants analyzing what truly suits us, we'd obtain optimal value through informed purchases. Thus, the book's primary and most fundamental thesis. With big data advancement narrative, enabling precise analysis of individual needs, perfectly matching products to consumers, future transactions will prioritize personal suitability over price considerations. Markets will transition from price-centric to data-centric systems. What powers this data-driven market? The answer lies not in data volume, but analytical algorithms. Future transactions will utilize algorithms processing personal data streams for optimized decisions. The authors identify three crucial algorithmic components: categorization, preference, and matching. First challenge: navigating massive data streams effectively. Mayer Schoenberger proposes standardized taxonomies for preference analysis. For example, shirts can be categorized by size, fabric, color, style, sleeve length, color type, and brand. Standardized categorization increases successful matches, essentially metadata structuring. This metadata dramatically enhances product visibility. Take eBay, the e-commerce pioneer currently undergoing transformation. Originally focused on online auctions, eBay now prioritizes sophisticated product categorization. Previously, sellers simply listed items without detailed specifications. Now, products receive multidimensional tagging across detailed categories during listing. This simple action increased eBay's product visibility from 42% to 90%. Proper categorization through big data analysis boosts product exposure by over 50%. The second crucial element: preference data. Modern systems require effective capture and analysis of personal preferences. This concept of preference data, essentially unique behavioral patterns of individuals, like your typing habits, consistently hitting S instead of A. Historically, such granular data was too fragmented for collection, often disregarded as noise in traditional systems. Machine learning now enables continuous preference tracking and adaptation. Current applications demonstrate this capability. Smart keyboards learn your typing patterns post-installation. They evolve through daily use, memorizing phrases and habits, becoming truly personalized input methods over time. Taobao's recommendation system exemplifies preference utilization, enabling better product matches through behavioral analysis. Music apps like NetEase Cloud Music's daily recommendations follow similar logic. Systems analyze each decision to refine preference models, gradually mirroring user thinking patterns for optimal matching. So, When we examine big data algorithms, they're not just machine tools, they reshape how we work and behave. Continuing our exploration of big data analysis methods from the book. In third element, precision matching, connecting people with ideal partners, sellers, or buyers. The ultimate goal is using big data to facilitate optimal partnerships and decisions. Matching applications are numerous. Finding perfect product matches, discovering business collaborators, even identifying life partners from vast populations. The latter requires breakthrough AI capabilities. Three pillars for data markets: standardized categorization, preference capture, and multidimensional matching. Mastering these could revolutionize traditional price-based markets. This transition rivals the Industrial Revolution in significance. Now to the second thesis: data capital replacing financial capital. What does this mean? As markets become data-centric, consumer data ownership determines competitive advantage. Companies rich in data can better meet consumer needs. Thus, the book's second principle becomes clear. In the data era, wealth manifests as data rather than currency. Professor Meyer Schoenberger observes financial capital's devaluation amidst data capital's rise in our emerging big data era. This trend manifests clearly in stock market valuations. Today's most valued companies aren't oil giants or banks, but data-rich tech corporations. Think Google, Apple, Amazon, Facebook. Mayor Schonberger's insight struck me as revolutionary. Data might assume currency's transactional role in the future. We may transact using data profiles instead of credit cards. This transition already begins with social platforms like Weibo and WeChat. Seemingly free services, mask transactional data exchanges. Users actually pay with personal data for access. Your demographics, preferences, and behaviors become currency for platform access. This intangible data holds immense commercial value. Platforms monetize data through targeted advertising partnerships. But crucially, as the professor clarifies, data sharing not equal privacy violation. Corporations safeguard data as proprietary assets. Why this careful stewardship? Platforms profit from data analytics, not raw data sales. Anonymized aggregation protects individual identities. User data constitutes their competitive advantage. Breaches typically stem from security flaws, not intentional leaks, like courier company staff stealing user data. Frankly, these are individual actions rather than corporate policies. As machines increasingly replace human roles, imagine ordering deliveries via app with drone fulfillment, fundamentally eliminating human-mediated data leaks. Data custodians may guard privacy more zealously than users themselves. Data monopolies create unprecedented profit opportunities. Unlike finite currency, data's value multiplies through reuse. Its application potential exceeds imagination. Cosmetics today, hot pot, restaurants tomorrow. Data retains full value mechanism. Data retains full value while generating endless revenue streams, hence data being dubbed the new oil in economic discourse. Beyond commerce, data will redefine government-citizen relations. The book's striking proposal, data as tax concept. Future taxation may involve data instead of currency. How would data taxation function practically? Automakers embedding sensors for data collection. Continuous 4G vehicle data harvesting. Governments mandating data tax submissions from corporations might require automotive data taxation. Road safety improvements through hazard pattern analysis. Mirroring traditional infrastructure funding through modern data systems. Currently, governments fund public services through financial means, but future governance will prioritize data over currency. Mayor Schoenberger highlights deeper issues with data taxation. Corporate data monopolies. This phenomenon transcends borders. GAFA in West, BAT in China. In China, our tech giants are BAT, familiar to all. Such corporate data monopolies pose significant dangers, more harmful than historical oil financial monopolies. Future decision-making depends entirely on big data access. Both corporations and individuals require data market participation. Data concentration risks corporate dictatorship scenarios. The fatal flaw, extreme centralization of data capital. Corporate intentions are relevant. Systemic vulnerability remains. Even assuming corporate benevolence, single points of failure endanger entire systems. How to break this centralized structure? Proposed solution: mandatory algorithm transparency from corporations. Does Tencent monitor chat records through algorithms? But the professor argues this isn't the fundamental solution. Algorithms are just recipes. The real problem is corporate monopoly over data ingredients. Even if big corporations disclose their recipes, small companies still lack the ingredients to compete. Without the actual data ingredients, they can't cook up competitive solutions to challenge the giants. Mayor Schoenberger's proposed solution: mandatory data sharing from tech behemoths. But how to implement this when data is corporations' crown jewel? Enter the data tax concept, requiring companies to disclose 10% of their data assets. Progressive solution framework: the more data held, the higher percentage required for sharing. This levels the playing field for startups and challengers. Reciprocal requirement: new companies must also contribute data. Capital redefined shift: data surpasses cash as corporate power metric. New taxation systems may incorporate data reserves valuation. Dual purpose: improve public services and prevent monopolies. Avoiding current BAT-style dominance in data markets. Now shifting focus to corporate structures and individual adaptation. This transformation impacts every working professional. Redefining companies, goal-oriented human collectives, traditional corporate characteristics, centralized control structures with vertical integration, essentially top-down command systems. Benefits include operational efficiency and unified decision-making, prevents internal dissonance through centralized leadership. However, this centralized structure creates evident organizational issues. All decisions funnel to a single overwhelmed executive, resulting in unsustainable executive burnout. This explains why higher corporate ranks often mean greater stress. Decision-making monopolization creates systemic fragility. Human cognitive biases amplify organizational risks. A single flawed decision can collapse entire enterprises. The book proposes data-driven decision support systems. First method: establishing decision support mechanisms. Traditional management requires T-shaped competencies. Visualize the letter T's structure, horizontal and vertical components. The horizontal bar represents cross-departmental collaboration skills. The vertical stroke signifies deep technical expertise, essentially expert generalist competence in Chinese context. Current emphasis stems from technological limitations. Machines currently handle basic tasks like inventory management. Future AI will replace vertical specification components. Human focus shifts entirely to horizontal collaboration. Key takeaway with whiteboard metaphor: corporate skill requirements will evolve from T-shaped to dash-shaped, prioritizing communication over specialization. Second approach: creating efficient talent marketplaces. What does this mean? Current full-time employment often underutilizes talent resources. Skills needed today may become redundant tomorrow, resulting in feast or famine workload patterns. Inefficient for both companies and professionals. The solution? Developing sophisticated talent matching platforms through advanced big data algorithms. Market-driven model, transforming talent into fluid market commodities. Example: expert serving company A today, company B tomorrow as needed. It requires deep personalization through comprehensive data profiling. This shared talent model optimizes resource utilization through fractional employment, reducing labor costs while accessing top-tier expertise. Same budget achieves higher quality talent acquisition. Internal talent markets complement external systems. Major corporations already using data-driven internal transfers. Employee data lakes enable personalized opportunity matching. Automated internal job recommendations via AI systems. Hey, want to give this a try? Enhancing retention through better role alignment. Summarizing corporate evolution models. 1. Machine-enhanced corporate structures. 2. Marketplace integrated organizational models. Schoenberger predicts corporate decentralization into micro-entities. Future companies will only employ those with high EQ and decision-making skills, while machines handle most operations. As automation advances, large corporations may become legal shells with minimal human staff. How will human roles evolve amidst these corporate transformations? Undoubtedly, the big data era brings significant personal challenges. Machines surpassing human capabilities becomes inevitable. Job scarcity and rising unemployment loom as primary impacts. This transition will occur gradually over extended periods, and humanity retains time for adaptation and self reinvention. What aspects require adjustment? Identifying irreplaceable human strengths versus automatable skills. Schoenberger highlights human imagination and social intelligence as machine proof assets. Cultivating creativity and communication becomes essential for relevance. Core thesis: data as market foundation and primary capital. Machines execute tasks, humans manage connections. This defines future socioeconomic structures. The book's title manifests capitalism's rebirth through data driven transformation. This concludes our exploration of the reshaping of capitalism in the age of big data. I'm Lynn Bohu, with show notes below. Until tomorrow.